Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Pros podcast. I'm Kristen Knapp. I'm here with Alfredo Rodriguez, real estate investor and broker in Tampa Bay, Florida. Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Christine.
Yeah, this should be awesome. So tell me just a little bit about your journey and how you never took no as an answer.
Oh yeah. So when I first started in this career, I started as a realtor in the Tampa Bay area. So my job was basically to help others buy and sell real estate, and I started doing that, and I was doing pretty good. So I realized that there was a lot of opportunities too as well to help others just build wealth and throughout real estate. So I started doing just that. So first of all, my first year in real estate, I was helping an investor. Basically, he buy houses off market and he was actually fixing it up. So I was the listing agent who, after he was done, I put that property on the market and sell it for him for top dollars. So I remember myself trying to, tell this guy, hey, I'm gonna save some money whenever I'm ready. Please let me know. Let's go ahead and start some business together, which unfortunately he never did. So I'm like, okay, so if doors doesn't open for me, I have to open my own doors. So I went ahead and, start saving some money. I was coming from a divorce before I met my wife. And, I didn't have no credit, no money. I'm actually original from Cuba, so I'm a foreigner too. So I was like, okay, so what do I do? So, I remember I had like $30,000 in debt, and I'm like, okay. So I started saving some money, and at one point I had like $35,000 saved up, and I told my wife, should I pay my debt or should I use my money to invest into real estate? And she's like, well, you talk so much about investing. Why don't you go ahead and start investing? So that's how I started as an investor once again, because I was my main purpose was not to be an investor. I was just helping people buy and sell real estate. But, I have some money saved up. So now I needed to find a lender who was willing to actually lend money with no credit, because I didn't have no credit. So I was able to find a hard money lender here in town who was able to lend me some money. And that's how I started doing my first flip. And that's how my story started as a real estate investor, pretty much.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
that probably helped you get out of debt real quick once you started getting that rolling.
So the funny thing is that our first deal was a 9711 Hidden Oaks. It was a property here in Tampa. And when we bought this home, to be honest, I ended up buying it, but I didn't have the money to fix it. So I went ahead and spent every single penny that I had just to buy this house. How I found this opportunity was because I had a buyer who wanted to buy this property. The house was listed on the market for $260,000. And, I told my buyer, I'm sorry, but you can't buy it. The property needed a lot of rehabs. So it needed to be with a hard money. So, at 260 didn't make sense because the ARV of the after repair value of this property was like 300 grand. But I was able to negotiate, I found my buyer another home, and I was able to negotiate this property for us for like 140. So the lender gave me, I think it was like 120 or something like that. So by the time we closed, I had like $35,000 save up. So I had no money. So I'm at zero now. I have a house. Congratulations. I have no money to actually fix it. So, I went and talked to one of my friends. He's a contractor. I'm like, hey, his name is Junior. I'm like, hey, Junior, why don't we partner up? You handle the construction side. I already have this home. You talk about flipping so much. Let's do this one together. And by the time we're done, we split 50-50 on the commission, on the whatever profit that we make. And that's exactly how we did it, So we were able to actually finish it. It took us 8 months to finish because we ran out of money multiple times. But at the end, we make a $30,000 profit. And, my wife is like, so you do all this job, all this work, 8 months, and you only make 30 grand? And I'm like, yeah, but you don't understand. I learned how with not money or a little bit of money, multiplying my money. And that's how I started as an investor, as my career. And that was our first deal.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Wow. And what was your, when you were grinding, trying to get that deal done, and then after when you kind of learned the ropes, what was your mindset before and after? Like, how did that help your confidence moving forward?
So, what helps me a lot, to be honest, is the fact that I come from nothing. Like I was telling you, I'm an immigrant. I come from having nothing. So nothing was given to me. So, of course, there's times that you doubt or yourself and you're like, what the heck am I doing? Of course, right? And there's times that you think like, oh, it's all things going to fail, right? But you have to keep that. In my mindset, is basically every day I try to be thankful, and I say, hey, I talk to God all the time. You might say I'm crazy, but I've been talking to him all day. I'm saying, hey, thank you, God. You're guiding my steps. I'm going in the right spot. I'm going in the right place. I believe He put the right people in front of me to do things for me. And even though it doesn't make sense at the beginning, everything end up being fine. So that's what we talked about earlier. I think I was telling you about the controllables, right? So the things that I can control are the things that I actually focus on. In my case, I can control eating right. I love eating right, exercising, waking up the earliest I can. I slack on that sometimes. And, there's things that I can't control it at the point. But, what I can focus on is just finding investors. In that case, I was finding my friend to help me fund this deal. And I knew he had some money. So I'm like, all right, so I talked to him. If I talk to him, yes, I got to give 50% of my profit to him. But guess what? At the same time, he has more experience than I do fixing this deal up. So, my mindset is always to be positive, just to focus on getting things done, no matter what's happened, no matter what it comes your way, kind of a way,
You definitely have that abundance mindset, because I feel like a lot of people, doing that first deal and maybe not netting as much as they would have liked would have been like, oh, well, this is pointless for me. But you saw that as a learning opportunity. You saw it as a stepping stone, which is really awesome.
Of course, yes. And not only that, after doing this flip, I learned a lot just in that first one. Of course, I've done like 20 or 30 right after that. I've done a lot of houses. I don't know exactly how many, but I finished more than $40,000 throughout 40 flips throughout my career. But what I was telling you is like, I see every challenge as an opportunity. And that's the way I try to say people, because some people, like you're saying, they just give up too easy or just give up too fast, and sometimes, I think that losing money, it's not really the challenge. The challenge is not learning. Because we're taught in school that if we fail, if we made a mistake, then we're doing something wrong. In reality, if we made a mistake, it's an opportunity for us to learn. So that's just switching that mindset is what allows you to actually, I think, win in business.
I think it's so important, and I think that's probably a big reason for your success. I think that having that abundance mindset is so important, and that's something you still practice today, I assume.
Yeah, it is every day. As a matter of fact, believe it or not, I don't believe I'm successful, to be honest. Sometimes I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I was telling him like, because we ended up buying a whole bunch of properties last year, and that's another story we can talk about it in a minute too. And I'm like, hey man, like I feel like I messed up. I feel like I did all this stuff. We bought all these homes, and now I'm still fighting, trying to get out. And he's like, Alfredo, like look at yourself. You come from nothing. You have a family. You have So look at all the good things that you have. And I think all of us are the same. All of us, we have the tendency to focus on things that we don't have, and we don't realize how much we do have, right? So if we focus on what we have and who we are, I think we can definitely understand, like, hey, we can be an example for someone else out there who's struggling. And there's always somebody doing worse than you. That's what mom used to say, and it is true. So, I'm grateful to be who I am, and I'm grateful to continue to learn, because the only thing I know nothing. That's that's what I say.
Definitely. And I think that's definitely a quality of a successful person, is to always be wanting more and always be looking to the next thing. But do you allow yourself to kind of soak in some of your success, like enjoy it, or are you always on to the next thing?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
So that's very important. You said it like that. I think that every time you have a goal and you get to that goal, you always raise your goal. You want to go to the next step, and I believe that that's exactly what I do most of the time. However, I've been thinking a lot, because I'm getting a little bit more mature. I wouldn't say old, because I feel like I'm still young, but anyway. So I'm thinking, like, we should definitely celebrate our success, and we should definitely think about, okay, yeah, we hit our goals. Let's do something for ourselves. In my case or my wife's case, we love to travel. So every time we have the opportunity, we just go and travel and meet some other people, different culture, and that's allow us to basically learn. Even though when I'm traveling, I'm looking at bathrooms and finishes, and I'm incorporate that to my flips, whether you believe it or not. But I'm always looking at real estate, no matter where I'm at, because real estate is my passion. But yeah, we should definitely celebrate our success and our goals, and take a step back and realize how much we have accomplished in our life. 100% agree with you.
Definitely. And then what kind of drew you into real estate in the beginning?
I'm sorry, what was it? I couldn't hear the question.
What drew you into real estate in the beginning?
So I always wanted to be in real estate. I've been in business since I'm 25 years old, and so like the first 14 years of my life, I came to the state when I was 16 years old. The first until I was 25, I was married. I had a normal life, right? I had kids. I have a house, and everything was like kind of boring. I felt like I was dead for me. So I wanted to change that, right? So, and my first wife, she couldn't understand, because she was happy the way she was, but I wasn't. I feel like I was missing something, right? So I have that entrepreneurship mindset. So I went into business. By the time I was 25, I had a marketing company where I was servicing doctors and chiropractors and things like that to get patients. So I realized, like, you can make so much money out there just by helping people provide service for others. But I never knew how to multiply your money, or how to have to have something that at a long term will appreciate, like an asset, like real estate, right? So I started studying about real estate, and everything threw me to real estate. Like I said, I strongly believe in God. So I met a guy who was a realtor, and he's like, man, you don't understand. You make so much money. Instead of spending all that money you're spending. I was 25 years old, and I thought I was making a lot of money. I thought I was balling. I was making 25, 30 grand a month back then. I'm like, man, I'm balling. So he's like, you don't understand. If you take that little money that you're making, little, I'm like, I'm making all this money. He's like, yeah, if you take that little money that you're making right now and you put it into real estate and just leave it there for a long time, you're going to see in 20, 30 years what's going to happen to your money. I wish I would have listened back then. I didn't. But I started learning. I started reading books. I started understanding and following out people that were in the business. So I fall in love with it. So I took my real estate exam back in 2014 for the first time, and I was taking a class in Louisville, Kentucky. And when I was there, I remember my teacher said, "Real estate is like a train. It's like a wagon full of money. It depends which wagon you're going to jump in." And I'm like, really? So I didn't even quite understand what he meant back there, right? Until now that I'm in residential real estate, and I realized that there's so much. It's like a big ocean in real estate. It doesn't matter, where you go. If you buy an asset and you're able to hold it for a long time, it can definitely make you wealthy, right? And that's how I started my career, and that's why I started my passion.
That's awesome. And then what's unique about the Tampa Bay market that you're excited about?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
So the Tampa Bay market is a great market to be honest. It's a lot of growth down here in Florida as a sunshine state. Everybody wants to come down to Florida. As a business entrepreneur, I have the chance or the opportunity to travel throughout many states. I've been like 3 times in New York this year. I've been in Texas like a couple times this year as well. I went to Georgia this year. And I mean, I love United States. And I'm sorry, I'm not sure where you guys are staying, but Florida's the place to be, guys. I mean, at least for me, I love the sun. I'm the type of guy that I'm original from Cuba. So I come from a tropical island, right? So, and it's so much growth because everybody that, no matter what state you lived in, everybody wants to actually live here. Also, no income tax state, so you don't have to pay taxes, for income tax for the taxes. So it's a lot of advantages to invest in Florida. And, when I first came to Tampa back in 2004, I didn't realize that, it was going to be so much growth, to be honest. But now it's just like every day they're building something new. The demographic is changing. A lot of companies from up north are actually relocating here. So there's so much opportunities over here. And still the prices are very competitive if you want to compare it to like South Florida market, like Miami or anything like that. So a lot of advantages for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it seems like such a great place to do business. And I love Florida. I love it over there.
I like it too, yeah. Where do you stay, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm in California.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
you're a beautiful state too. So.
Yeah. Yeah. The sunshine. I mean, I am such a baby. I could never do anything other
Oh,
than the sunshine.
California, you guys are spoiled too because you got a
Yeah.
beautiful weather. I love California. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what makes your business unique? Like when people, are looking at people to work with, what would make your business stand out?
So basically, the reason why I think we stand out is because we're 100% trying to help people. So I'm always identifying what is it that I'm missing on my business to make it better. So I work with a lot of Spanish people here in the Tampa Bay area. I work with everybody, but we work with a lot of Spanish people, and a lot of Spanish people, they really don't know much about real estate at all. They don't really. They're like babies, right? So you got to teach them step by step to make them understand. And there's so much to learn in this that it's overwhelming sometimes, even for me. Even when I'm helping somebody just buy and sell real estate, it's extremely important to take them by the hand and step by step show them, what's coming, how to do this, and show them a process, right? So what makes us different is that I'm always trying to identify, understanding that I don't do everything right, that I make a lot of mistakes on my process, and there's always ways that I can improve this process. And I work constantly on helping and making that, easier for everybody, seamless, less stress. And that's what I always trying to do. So that's why when I think about real estate, I don't think of I'm helping you buy or sell real estate. I think as a team, right? So in my case, for example, if we talk about strength or weakness, like I'm great, like I was telling you earlier before we started on camera, I'm great like meeting people, establishing new connection, but I'm not so good when it comes down to like paperwork. I know how to read a contract from right to left because I'm a real estate broker, but I'm not really good like writing that contract. So my wife will help me write that contract. We have an assistant that help us send that contract to the buyer whoever's buying or selling that property. So what really makes that difference is just the system that we have created would allow us to guide someone step by step, by hand from the process of starting buying, whether you're buying or selling real estate or investing, all the way to that closing table. It's what allows us to make it different, I think.
Yeah, it sounds like you provide a lot of education maybe to people who aren't super familiar with the process. And that must be gratifying to help people through maybe their first time, purchasing or selling or whatever.
Yeah, it's like I was telling you, like something as simple as like homestead in Florida. I don't know if you heard about it, but if you buy a property in Florida and you lived in it, you have the chance to apply for a homestead, which means that you don't get taxes as heavy as everybody else. If you're single, I think it's like $25,000 exception. If you are Mary is up to $50,000 exception. However, there's other exceptions that apply, but I'm just giving you a general idea. You can tell someone 20,000 times, hey, when you guys buy this home, you gotta get a homestead, and they still forget sometimes because there's so much information throughout this process. So we're trying to create like little manuals and stuff like that we can hand out and even go step by step and show them, hey guys, look, here's where we are, here's what needs to be done, because people forget, right? And it could be overwhelming if there's something they don't do every day. So that's what makes us different: customer service and satisfaction, and trying to help them out.
Totally. And just because someone doesn't know something doesn't mean they're not intelligent or
Of
educated.
course not.
They don't know that thing. So I think that's such a great mindset, or it's a great way for your business to function. Because I know a lot of people don't function like that. Maybe they talk down to somebody who doesn't really know
And
everything.
that's basically what the education systems have show you, right? If you don't know this, you're not smart enough, and it's
Right.
not. It's not true. I mean, for the contrary, I think that everybody's got their own talents and their own way, and it doesn't mean like because you're not good at these things, you're not good at something. So I think be mindful and respectful of others, and don't underestimate people. It's actually awesome, and that's something that I apply to my family, my kids, to everybody. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. And I think you've gone into your business really well. But if there's someone listening who maybe wants to build something the way you've built it, because you have such great mindset advice, what would be a piece of advice you would give them?
So, like the only thing that I can advise people is just to, like I say, be open to learn, be open to understand that no matter how educated you are, I always try to talk like a fourth language, fourth kid language. Like I don't want to get complicated, and because like we can talk about, ARB and what's the LTV and all these terms in real estate that makes people so confusing and they don't know. So real estate was written in a way that makes it confusing, so other people don't understand. I try to make it keep it simple. I say something it might don't sound that right, but I say keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid enough so somebody understand that, and don't think because you don't understand it that you're stupid. For the contrary, I ask questions all the time, and when I have fine listing agents that they think they know everything, and I talk to them like a fourth grader kid, and I ask them, hey, what do you mean by this? And ask questions. So ask questions is extremely important. If you want to be good in sales, the more questions you ask, the better results you get, no matter what. Don't think you know everything, and just be humble, guys. And at the end, let your success speak by itself. You don't have to prove it to anybody.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. So if someone was wanting to work with you or find you, where would be the best place to go?
So usually I'm on Instagram a lot. You can find my first name is Alfredo, Alfredo, like Alfredo sauce. I'm sure you guys been eating Alfredo sauce lately. Alfredo, last name is Rodriguez, which is a very popular last name. So Alfredo Rodriguez, Rodriguez. Because like Spanish people, we got like 100 names, right? But I got a first name, second name. I have my first name, my last name, and F stand for Fonseca, but just Alfredo Rodriguez F _ it's my Gmail, my Instagram account. So you can find me on Instagram a lot.
Awesome. Well, I hope people, check out your business. I think you have so much to offer, and I think you're doing such good in the community as well.
Thank you. Yeah, we're about to start launching, a small seminar here in Tampa
Yeah.
where we're going to teach others how to invest into real estate. I think the name is going to be, it's going. I think it's going to be from immigrant to an investor. So I wanted to show people how you can come from nothing and start investing in real estate and start building wealth for you and your family and securing your future. Yes, ma'am.
I think that's so great. That's a really useful tool.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Chris.
So
You
everybody
say
follow, yes. Sorry.
no. I'm sorry. You can edit this part. It's
Yes,
Kristen.
Kristen.
Kristen. I'm sorry, Kristen. I just mispronounced your name.
Oh, no, it's okay. But everyone go check him out on Instagram, and please subscribe if you love this podcast. And thank you so much, Alfredo. This has been such a great podcast. So
Thank
inspiring.
you. Thank you, Kristen. God bless you. Have a great day. Take
All right.
care.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.